Joining us from Caracas is TRT World's Jack Parrock. Jack, now, the country's president has said we must take all measures to recover productive capacity, which is being paralyzed by the bourgeoisie. It seems like this crisis is deepening every day.
Indeed, so this is a really interesting move. On Friday, when President Nicolas Maduro called this state of emergency, we were all expecting that it would have something to do with seizing privately owned companies. And it's long been expected that what he is going to try and do is to seize Empresas Polo, which is the biggest food and beverage producer here in Venezuela. He said that the owners of companies that have stopped production must be jailed and that their factories must be seized from them, because the government accuses those private owners of basically crippling the economy for the intention of the private owners not gaining profit in the difficult economy, but therefore the economy is struggling for that. But the private owners are mainly saying that the government has made it absolutely impossible, and that their inability to deal with the massive inflation rates and the massive discrepancy between the official and unofficial currency exchange on foreign markets means that it's impossible for these companies to operate. But we're expecting on Monday, really, into Monday, that this Empresas Polo will be seized by the government, and that is going to have some real big ramifications here in Venezuela. The opposition are going to say that Nicolas Maduro is using this state of emergency to claw back more power, and it could raise some real big questions about what's going to happen in this country, with the United States saying the country's on the verge of a political and economic meltdown.
Let's talk about that economic meltdown. Obviously, the owner of the food and beverage company is not alone. A lot of Venezuelans are very unhappy. Sky-high inflation, plummeting oil prices. Ali Mustafa tried to get into it, but just give us a sense, just how bad is the current economic situation in the country?
Yeah, well, Ali's numbers there were obviously pretty clear, but what I'll talk about is how the numbers really affect the people on the ground. It's incredibly difficult for people here. A Venezuelan person has a number on their back, at the last number of their ID card, signifies which days that they can go to the supermarket. So maybe a Wednesday and a Sunday is the only day that you can go to the supermarket. They get up in the morning, they queue in queues of hundreds of people outside their supermarket to try and get basic supplies, things like eggs and toilet paper, on real short supply, and they may queue for hours and then not manage to get what they wanted. There's a massive black market economy here that is selling those important items. We're hearing talk of the WhatsApp messaging exchange, WhatsApp groups for people to buy and sell important cancer drugs and drugs to deal with diseases like Zika and epilepsy. So it's really difficult for the people here in Venezuela. And we have to remember, Venezuela is the world's highest has the highest oil reserves in the world. And yet this economy is really, really crippled at the moment.
Indeed, a difficult situation there. All right, Jack Parrock, live for us in Caracas. Thank you.